All right, hello everybody. Here we are again, shooting another video for the topic of shopping, part 1. So, just like previous videos, we'll do our best to give you guys nice answers so that you can learn from us. So, let's get started, Aybek.
Okay, let's get started.
So, you'll be the candidate first, and I'll be your examiner. All right, let's start, Aybek. First question: do you like shopping?
Okay, to tell the truth, I have love-hate relationship with shopping. Sometimes I really like, especially when I get my salary, I can get new things, the things I've been wanting for a long time. But sometimes, crowded shops drain my energy, and I don't like browsing through stores. It takes lots of time. So in this case, I might not like shopping that much.
All right, good. Let's move on to the next question. How often do you go shopping?
Well, it really depends. Actually, for household items or groceries, I do shopping on a daily basis. But as for big ticket items like clothes or smartphones or laptops, let's say once a month or once in 2 months. So it really depends on the item, I think.
All right, Aybek, here in this answer, you use the phrase, I have this love-hate relationship with something. So what does that mean?
When you sometimes like something and when you sometimes hate something, then you can say, I have love-hate relationship with something.
So that means there are things you like and don't like at the same time about something,
Yeah.
right? Good, that was good. And here in this second question, you said high ticket
Big ticket items.
Big ticket items or something.
Yeah, it's
So
another word for expensive.
so that means expensive items,
Yeah.
right? For big purchases, you meant.
Yeah.
All right, that was good. That was good. I didn't know that, honestly.
Oh, really?
So let's move on to the third question now. Do you compare prices when you shop?
Well, it really depends on the item I'm buying. If it's something small, if it's small purchase like snacks or book or notebooks probably, I might not compare because the difference in price is quite insignificant. But when it comes to bigger purchases like smartphones or laptops, I always try to compare prices because everyone does, and I try to find the best deal and get something reasonable.
All right, good. You said I try to get the best deal.
Find the best deal.
All right, that means the best value for money.
Yeah, the
All
best
right.
option, yeah.
Good. Let's move on to the fourth question now. So, is it difficult for you to make choices when you shop?
Frankly speaking, I would say yes, because whenever I want to make a purchase, I keep on second guessing myself. It seems like the item that I choose is inferior to other ones, And so whenever I want to get something new, like I'm heading to shop, I always try to get someone with me to help me make a good choice.
So you're easily spoiled by choices, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. Nice. Here for this, in your answer, you said what?
Second guessing myself.
So here in this answer, you said I keep second guessing myself.
Yeah,
So what does that mean?
Second guessing, it means you just ask yourself if this choice is correct or should I choose another one.
All right. So you feel what you're trying to say is basically you keep feeling hesitant about your choices.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's the exact word. Yeah.
That was a nice word. All right. So is that my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's start with the first question. Do you like shopping?
So there are things I like and dislike at the same time about shopping. The thing I like most is probably the fact that when I buy something new for myself, like an item of clothing or a piece of technology, for example, there's this novelty effect I get. I know this feeling tends to wear off gradually, but still it feels nice, But the thing I hate about shopping is that shops nowadays are very crowded and sometimes you just have to waste a lot of time wandering around the shops to find something you like. So, yeah.
Okay. There are a couple of phrases I think we have to elaborate on. Novelty effect, I think you said?
Yes, that novelty effect is basically like when you buy a new car, for example, you feel like there is something new in your life. So that's called novelty effect. Usually buying something new, especially something big, gives us a novelty effect. And I said this feeling wears off gradually. Wear off means it basically fades away or disappears. All right.
Okay, now let's move on to the next question. How often do you go shopping?
Well, That of course depends on which type of shopping we're talking about. If it's for groceries, I usually visit our local supermarket literally every day because my mom is sending me this list of things we need at home every day. So I drop by the supermarket on my way home. If it's big stuff like clothing, for example, I usually buy those, I guess, at the beginning of every season. So, and usually after I get new outfits for the coming season, I wear those until they become worn and torn. And so, yeah.
Okay, that's very nice. I think visit and drop by. So you use these two words, and so I think everyone already realized the meaning, right? And what about become worn and torn?
Become worn and torn is usually to talk about clothes. Maybe it can be used with other stuff as well. I'm not sure about that. So become worn and torn means in Uzbek it basically means eskirgeç.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's very nice. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Do you compare prices when you shop?
All right, I'll try the yes answer first to this question, and then the no answer. Right?
Okay.
So yes, I think I am a price-sensitive buyer because I'm a student nowadays, and I'm usually on a tight budget. So I must make sure that I manage my expenses carefully. So if something is over my budget, I usually put it on hold. So I do compare prices when I shop.
Okay, that's nice. And price sensitive?
Price sensitive buyer is a person who usually considers the price of an item a lot. And if something is pricey or too expensive, they might they might be put off buying that item. So
okay, that's cool. And no answer?
So I'm not that price sensitive, I guess. I mean, I used to be so before, but these days I am financially independent enough, I guess, to buy things that I like. But that doesn't mean that I am extravagant or anything. So if I like something that much, I usually make sure to buy it as long as it's good value for money. Because I know that you have to be prepared to pay more for good quality. So,
okay, that's nice. Good value for money. Can you explain
good value for money is so pulgarzide, basically.
Okay, that's cool. Extravagant.
Extravagant is someone who spends money recklessly.
So the last question: is it difficult for you to make choices when you shop?
I do think I am more of a fussy buyer because usually when I want to buy something, I go to the store and there are times I spend the whole day browsing through the stores without buying anything. And the reason is simply because I couldn't find anything to my liking. So I think I do give shop assistants a lot of hard time. So yeah, I do think it's difficult for me to make choices easily.
Well, actually, the answer is super good, full of phrases. Okay, so can you talk about a little bit about them? For the first one, the fussy buyer.
There is this adjective fussy. It basically refers to someone who is difficult to please. Like you can say, I'm a fussy eater. It's usually used to talk about people who always complain about food, no matter how good the food is. So I said fussy shopper, fussy buyer. It's someone who is
pays a lot of attention to that stuff, right?
Yeah. And who is difficult to please. Yeah, basically.
And what about this? Get something to my liking.
To my liking means something I like. Find something to my liking basically means find something that I like.
Okay, that's very nice. I think these phrases are really useful if the viewers can learn and then use them in their speaking.
Guys who are watching those answers, make sure you guys have a notebook with you so that you can take notes of good vocab, good chunks of language we used, and make sure that you also include those in your answers in your exam and during your preparation. So basically try to get the most out of those videos. So good luck. Thank you everybody for your attention. See you again in our next videos.